You spent $3,000 on a pet dog trainer. Your dog can't do this. Most people think they have a trained dog. What they actually have is a hostage held by a 6-foot piece of leather, or more recently nylon. If you paid $3,000 to a franchise pet dog trainer to teach your dog to sit in your kitchen, go to place, etc., you got hustled. You're looking at, on the B-roll above, this is a verified quarter-mile recall at 35 miles per hour. Let's talk about why distance is the only metric that matters, and why your trainer, your franchise dog trainer especially, is terrified of it. Terrified because it shows that they can't do it. They will try to talk their way out of cold, hard empirical truth. They don't have the video. It's not just your local franchise dog trainer either. It's also the big name influencers. I've asked them to provide the video. They'll lie, try to dismiss the skill, and ultimately the bottom line is they can't provide the video. They can't, however, spew a lot of excuses, though, lots of excuses. So I'm going to talk about two areas where the talking and babbling and ideology and propaganda of, say, like a Zach George has no place. It doesn't matter. Where we only care about results, performance standards, and what is termed outcome-based training. If you care about performance and coming out with outcomes that are perfect, then these two areas should interest you. And those two areas are movie dogs and tactical dogs. Those are both areas that I've been involved in. In my opinion, the greater of the two trainers are the movie dog trainers, because they work with a lot of different types of dogs. They don't just work with one breed, as it were, and they don't work with just cherry-picked genetic greats. They must know more than one method to get results. At least the power era action dog trainers like Karl Miller, my mentor, etc., that's where I come from. They knew more than one method and could get results with any dog. And that's what I come from, and that's why, again, I won the K9 King Everest Dog Training Challenge for $50,000, while loads of dog influencers and such refused to take part because they would have lost their $5,000 entrance fee. So what is important here to know is that movie dogs and tactical dogs have to perform in the real world. It's not just suburban 6 feet away or a 20-foot recall as being impressive, and they're not doing sport obedience for AKC or UKC, where 6 feet is the starting place where it's decided that that's incredible. That's a hostage move. It's unbelievable. For example, on a movie set, if the director needs a dog to run 100 yards through pyrotechnics or a crowd to a specific mark, as we call it, the pet dog trainer has no idea how to do this. On a set, time is money, and in tactical dogs, if they can't perform, dogs and people die. And this is where one of the reasons why they fail, a lot of the pet dog trainers, they come from a background of being influenced from Karen Pryor in the 90s. She's not the first person, but she led to what has been called now the purely positive method, where they take what they were doing with dolphins and other sea mammals into dog training. Now, there wasn't any risk with dolphins, and they were in a contained, pristine environment, enclosed inside of a Sea World or whatever. So working with them, you don't risk anything. And also, again, those dolphins weren't performing with explosions going off or in unknown territory. They were well known to the tanks that they were in. And that's extremely different than what tactical dogs and movie dogs have to deal with. They're working with different people all the time. They don't have the same handler. They're not working 2 feet away, and it's talking specifically about movie dogs. And one of the things where they made a big error with the dolphin stuff is that they weren't dealing with land apex predators. So I was heavily influenced by big cat trainers. That's an apex 400-pound or plus cat for lions and tigers, and a very dangerous 200 and something for leopards and jaguars. Leopards are the most dangerous of the big cats, however, though. Yeah, you got a free information there on that. And you're within inches of the big cats. Using the dolphin methods doesn't work with big cats. You have to know more than that, and I won't go into that here. However, you risk life and death with a big cat, because it's not just that you step away and the dolphin doesn't get a fish. With big cats, you end up mauled or killed within seconds. These are apex predators that are so much stronger than a human, so much faster than a human, have claw and bite pressure that is enormous, that can take down animals far bigger than a human. You risk your life with big cats. You don't risk your life with dolphins. So Zach George and those people in that group were too ignorant to even try to learn from big cat trainers. That's why they only exist in the purely positive mode, and if the dog doesn't work in that mode, they'll say kill the dog. Yeah, that's right. They call it behavioral euthanasia, which is just a euphemistic term for killing the dog, because they don't know how to train a dog like that. And of course, they could never work with big cats. So the reality of what I'm showing you here on the B-roll and other things is my ability as a global raw skilled dog trainer, unmatched actually. That distance strips away the illusions. It proves whether your dog is operating out of clear autonomous data, and it sure beats the pet dog hostage techniques or the microwave franchise methods of still keeping the dog focused on you at all times, and using the modern idea of compulsion praise by using an e-collar instead of the training collar, the choke chain and such. And here's the difference. If it falls apart at distance, it means the training methods are not very strong. It means that your bond actually with your dog is not that strong. All the things that they want to talk about fall apart. They can't do it at a distance. And guess what? I own the distance. I am the world's only verified quarter-mile dog trainer, Clugston. Remember the name. And if your trainer claims they can match this, what you see on the B-roll, that they can do a quarter mile, and I've done more than a quarter mile. You saw that here. That's a 480 yards, which is beyond a quarter mile. Stand stay, none of them can do that. And a 35 mile an hour recall, none of them can do that. But tell them to post the unedited master shot of the video from both ends. Otherwise, they need to keep their mouths shut. And by the way, comments are reserved for serious dog trainers or handlers, if you want to use that term. And if you don't have a verified quarter mile master shot video to back up your claims, your opinion holds zero statistical weight here. However, if you have something of interest and you have actual dog videos on your channel and you want to upgrade your skills, I will welcome those comments. So remember, I'm Christoph Clugston, the world's only verified quarter mile dog trainer.